Hello, welcome back to the 45th anniversary Yamaha synthesizers here at Innovation Road. And I'm going to show you some of the new features. One of the coolest new features in OS version 3.0 is the all-new pattern sequencer. It takes the recording features of the Montage from a linear song and audio and adds this really cool pattern sequencer. So let's check it out. So inside the pattern sequencer, what you have are basically 8 scenes. Each of the scenes has up to 16 tracks. Tracks can be up to 256 measures long. You can select them right with the scene buttons on the front. And it's really cool. Check this out. So what I have here is a version that's called New York Jam Session. This is one of the new performances that come in OS version 3, and it has a cool groove to it. Now I'll play one of them right here. So this is one of the scenes, or one of the pattern sections. So if I press 1, this is one of the grooves. Press the next one. Here's sort of the bridge part. Another one here. Then I can press maybe scene 3, a different one. So you get the idea. You can put different sections and create these all on the fly. Let me show you something else that I love about this new pattern sequencer. I'm going to touch the edit job right here. And you can see that we've added a whole slew of new editing features to this product. So first of all, let's go down the top here. So first of all, you have an overview screen. What the overview screen gives me, it tells me exactly if there's data in any of these tracks, or groove, or whatever, bass lines, or keyboard parts, or drums, or so on. If I touch the note part, I have things that you'd expect in any sort of a sequencer, like maybe quantize. I can quantize a range. I can have strength or swing rate for quantize, velocity, gate time. I can create a cool crescendo, transpose the track. You also have this thing here where it says track. So you go up to the next level from the note level to the track level, an entire track. Copy one track to another. I can exchange a track, mix tracks, append tracks, clear tracks. One of the cool ones that's in here is called divide drum track. And what you can do with that is you can take a drum track, say on a single track that you've recorded, and you can use this job to divide the kick drum, the snare drum, and the hi-hats all on separate tracks, which is great. That means you can mix the kick and the snare independently. And then when you want to send this to maybe something like a DAW, you could then play those tracks directly into the DAW as separate kick, snare, hi-hats, just like you'd expect from a professional instrument. It's really cool. You have things that you can do with songs. I can get a phrase from a song. So let's say I go to the internet and I download a really cool MIDI file that has a great drum groove, and I realize that I want measures 9 through 16. And I want to take that drum track and use it in a pattern sequence of 8 bars. I can take it, load the MIDI file into Montage in the song area, take that section and put it into my pattern sequence section. Very cool. It's easy to create user ARPs inside here, so we have that. I'm going to skip this next one real quick. This is called Play Effects, because I want to show you that one. That's a very cool one. And then the last one, of course, is a chain, and there's a chain set here. What this is, this allows me to take the pattern sections and set them up in different areas of a measure. So I can say, like, okay, I want the first section to play for measures 1 to measure 9. The second section goes from measure 9 to measure 17. The next one is 17 through 25, and so on. And then I can just end it at measure 41, like it says here. When I hit convert to song, it takes that, converts it to a linear song. Then I can move it right into Cubase and do extra editing inside that, or any DAW for that matter. That's one thing that we use Montage Connect to do. We can not only save and recall performances, we can also move songs from Montage into the DAW. So let me show you this play effects here, and then I'm going to do a little bit of recording with this instrument to show you just how cool it is. So first of all, I'll start playing here. Now what the play effects are non-destructive groove quantized templates. So I'm going to go over here, I'm going to select the solo button on the front of Montage and find the track I want to hear. Okay, so here's the drum track, just soloed alone. Now I'm going to turn on a pretty dramatic quantized value at the top here. Let's say something like 8th note triplets. It's kind of the 16th note groove, but you can immediately hear that groove change instantly. But the cool thing about Play Effects, which is different from Quantize, is that I'm not really affecting the data. It works like an effect processor, just an effect processor of grooveness. So it runs it through there, adjusts the time that way. So I'm going to move up to a 16th note groove. Now this has a very light kind of back end. The offbeats, the syncopated parts are very lightly played. I'm going to change that now. So first thing I want to do is I want to swing this. Right now it's a straight feel. So I'll bring up the swing rate, but I'll also bring up the swing velocity. So the velocity of the syncopated note comes up and you can really hear it as opposed to, and I'll take the swing out, straight. I'll bring up the swing. Okay, now I can go to maybe another track in here, maybe say this bass track, and do the same thing to that track. Maybe 16th note, swing it a little bit. You can hear that swinging now too. Now, I'll unmute everything so you can hear now my groove is quite a bit kind of swingy now. But again, if I don't like any of this, I can just turn them off. It's really cool. Now you notice at the very bottom of the screen, there's a thing that says Normalize Play Effect. So what that does is that writes those values into the sequence data. So it actually changes it, and then it turns off of all the play effects. It's really cool how it works, and it's very flexible just to experiment with different grooves and try out different things. So now let's go back to to the main pattern screen here, and I'll just go up one level here. So here's my groove here with now the play effects applied. So I'm going to select this part here. Now I have two parts that I'm going to record here. One of them is going to be this. Now you listen to this piano and you think, what's up with that piano? It has a very fast decay. This is a Nick Semrad performance that he created. Nick likes to do a lot of cool things with the piano and create these very interesting kind of produced sort of sounds that sound like someone actually went into a DAW and fixed the sound to be this. But he actually does this live. He gets this produced sound. If you've ever seen any of the interviews I've done with him, he explains this. It's really cool. But, so I have this sound here, and it's actually a fun sound to play because of that. Now the other sound I'm going to do over here on part 8 is this, is a synth lead sound. So what's cool about this is that I can pop into record, I can then rehearse record before I write anything and just play something, and then when I decide to go into the record, I'll hit the record button again and record, and then I'll touch the record button. It doesn't turn off the recorder, it's still playing live, and then I'll switch tracks while I'm playing, rehearse that, then when I decide to commit, boom, I'll commit to it. So first record, rehearse, record the part, switch tracks, record, rehearse that. You'll see, check it out. So I'm going to drop into the main piano sound, and I get my count off. Now I'm going to hit the record button one more time here. This is record, rehearse. I am not recording anything right now. Right now I'm just listening to the track play, and I'm getting kind of used to what it's gonna feel like here. Let me find my sustain pedal down here. Okay, now I know what I'm going to do, so I dropped into record. So I've recorded that. Now I'm in overdub record mode, so it's just, you can hear I recorded. Now check this out. I just switched tracks, but I'm in record rehearse. So once I kind of get this happening where I want it, okay, I'm recording now. also record controls as well. And there's my recording. So I'll stop the recorder and listen to it play back now. Now I can easily go over here and grab a fader and mix these in and out if I want to. And of course, the thing that's cool about the play effects is that when I touch Edit Job, while the sequence is playing, I can go into the play effects and listen to it in real time. So if I go to the piano part, because I was a little off on a few things here, I can make that swung in there too and quantized. Now another thing that I think is really cool, I want to show you the second play effects screen, because this is really, really cool to me, is the clock shift and the note shift. So let's go first to the clock shift. Clock shift allows me to move the groove, either the drum groove or the bass groove or any groove, behind or in front of the beat a little bit. So if I subtract clock pulses, it puts me in behind the beat, and if I add clock pulses, it puts me a little in front of the beat. So I maybe move the bass line a little bit behind, the drums a little bit in front. And let's say this is what I like. I love this. I'm going to stop the sequencer. I press Normalize Play Effect. Now it's written that to the track. Then I can take it, make the pattern chain, convert it to song, go to the DAW. Very cool. So if you saw me do my performance at the Ginza store, I used the pattern sequencer to create that. Now that song was in 5/4. So this supports all sorts of different time signatures as well. You can even have actually sections in the pattern sequencer can have different time signatures as well. It just gives you just an idea of the flexibility of this new pattern sequencer that we've added to OS version 3. You know, that coupled with the new sound making things that we've added to it, the effects like the wave folder, the mini filter, the mini booster, the extended LFO, lots of cool things in OS version 3. But man, this new pattern sequencer really takes Montage to an entirely different level. So that's a brief tour of the pattern sequencer. Make sure you go to YamahaSynth.com. We have lots of articles coming that go through all of these in detail. We have articles on all the new effects that are added and all the new cool features that I haven't even touched on yet. There's a lot of cool things in there. So once again, thank you very much from Yamaha Synthesizers' 45th anniversary here at Innovation Road in Hamamatsu, Japan at Yamaha headquarters. Thanks a lot for watching.